Yes, what's happening, everyone? Welcome to the channel. The Champions League draw has just been done. Before we get into it, though, I must say thank you to Lawrence McKenna, firstly, for joining me on this video, but secondly, for lending me his phone.
Right, that's
to
it.
record this on. So you do help smaller creators. So thank you.
Didn't realise we were doing this.
So thank you very much.
A quick roast there, something I'm not averse to. And we're about to roast the 8 groups in the Champions League. Can I get your thoughts? Because I know people are going to be most interested. Juventus, Zenit St. Petersburg, Malmo, Chelsea, the current holders of the European Cup. That's a group.
Yes, it's a group that I am very happy with. I think it's a good group. I think it's quite exciting as well. You know, playing Juventus, the old lady. Juventus are such an established team. Chelsea have a good history of playing them. It's generally been a fixture that I think has been fairly favourable to us. We obviously had a terrible time there. Just sort of the symmetry.
Why?
We had a terrible time
In
against
2012?
Juventus after winning the European Cup last time, actually. It was the game that did for Di Matteo, actually. But generally speaking, we've got some very fond memories of playing Juventus.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good group. It's an exciting group, but I also think it's quite a winnable group for Chelsea. Zenit, like St. Petersburg, beautiful trip, city.
But that's not really... I know people say this, and obviously I drop it as like a bit of a funny line, but really, when you've got a long trip on a private jet, it's not the same thing.
No, of course. Yeah. I totally agree with you. The footballers these days are looked after so well that it's almost incidental quite how far it is. And it's not that far. You know, it's not Donetsk or Baku. It's not as far as that. So
although I would wager it's equivalent to Donetsk, but close.
But
not far,
it's not quite as bad as people make out. But I think generally speaking it's a good one. The final, in terms of like the symmetry of Chelsea's journey, the final is in St. Petersburg, so it's a bit of a warm-up for the final with a bit of luck.
Love that, okay. And then obviously you've also got Malmo. You said you don't really like facing Malmo.
No, we played Malmo on our run to winning the Europa League, so there's a bit of symmetry
95?
there. In 19.
No, 95. In 95, sorry, you played Bruges. Yeah, sorry.
And Bruges have been drawn in the group of death.
Right.
Which we must talk about.
Obviously.
Yeah, it's amazing how it happens, isn't it? It was always going to happen. PSG versus Manchester City. That was always going to happen.
Messi versus potentially Ronaldo by the time this video comes out.
Can you believe that those two clubs have been drawn against each other?
I can, because I think very often UEFA go, this will be interesting, let's give it a try. I'm not saying it's fixed, but it is an interesting group because they're also playing Leipzig, obviously a side that they love punching up, and then Bruges, who... it's Bruges. So that is possibly the biggest tie in Europe this season.
I mean, that is one of the biggest fixtures in group competition of this tournament ever. Look,
bad blood as well.
Bad blood. Neither team have won the tournament, so I don't want to make it too grand. But in terms of the relevancy of these two clubs this year, these are the two clubs that are favourites to win it. Yeah. So it is huge that they've been drawn against each other at this stage of the competition. It will be so exciting. You know, when we do the kickoff for that game, I will be buzzing. Like, this is what football's about, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's two Goliaths on the pitch, two of the best first 11s ever assembled, going head to head in Europe's premier competition.
It's probably the most expensive match in European football ever.
The El Clasico.
Clasico, or the Abu Dhabi, or any of the others. The interesting side of it is, I'm not sure, but it could be the first £2 billion match.
Yes, it could.
In terms of on-field value.
It's huge. There are lots of groups that we need to tackle, notably Group B, where your beloved Liverpool lie in wait for you.
Oh, well, you've got Atletico Madrid, you've got Porto, you've got AC Milan.
That, for me,
in terms of the bottom of the talent pool and the top of the talent pool, those two are the closest. So, you know, in others, there's quite a disparity. You've got Manchester United to Young Boys, or
Manchester City to Bruges.
Right, exactly. Whereas Liverpool have got consistently difficult tests. The energy of Atletico Madrid, energy of Porto, the terrible energy of Porto, AC Milan.
AC Milan must be one of the strongest pot fours you could have faced.
Yeah, I think it probably was, actually. Yeah, I'm trying to look at other ones. I can't see any other that feels stronger, because the other pot fours were Club Brugge, Dynamo Kiev, Young Boys, Besiktas, Wolfsburg, Sheriff, obviously from Moldova, and then Malmo.
Yeah, I think you're right. Getting AC Milan in that segment of the group is very unlucky. But generally speaking, do you feel fairly confident? Do you think you can get through?
I think Liverpool in general love European nights. They love big teams coming to Anfield. It seems like a really great way to generate the atmosphere. You know, there's other times where Atalanta came to Anfield, those kind of things. And you sort of think, okay, that's not the massive name. it's not being disrespectful. All I'm saying is big European nights against big clubs, and those are 3 massive European clubs.
Their teams established,
all historic, all with great travelling fans, by the way.
Yeah.
So there's great narrative there for Liverpool. Not only that, but Liverpool just love Europe in general.
Yeah, mate. Porto, obviously winners with Mourinho, and a time before that, I think AC Milan 7-time winners, Atletico Madrid the current champions of Spain.
And recent history at Anfield against Atletico Madrid when Morata went down the other end and he did that. Was it that, or was it that, or he was doing something in front of the Atletico fans? There were away Atletico fans in the away. Well, it's not the away stand. It's sort of like the
half stand.
Yeah, exactly.
What's that? Yeah, Anfield Road.
Anfield Road.
Yeah.
So there's that as well.
Yeah, it's huge. We should talk about Manchester United's group. I feel like they've got away with it.
Yeah, I've got to admit, I think Manchester United, for all they've been through in recent years, maybe deserve an easier group, but they did get it. Villarreal, Atalanta, Young Boys. What's the hardest match there? Villarreal or Atalanta? Maybe at a push.
I mean, Villarreal in theory are the hardest. Villarreal won the Europa League.
I get that, and obviously there was the history between the two, but it feels like that can be banished now. You're playing with Varane, you're playing with Sancho. There's a lot of great players in there that are upgrades on what they had when they last played, and the feeling is even different.
If you were to ask Manchester United fans to draw your own group, the dream draw for you, I think Manchester United fans would have generally picked Villarreal, Atalanta, and Young Boys.
It's maybe like a Wolfsburg or something like that.
It's as easy as they could have possibly dreamed, which is a little bit annoying.
Yeah, it is.
It's slightly annoying, but overall, I think that the groups are fairly. I think there's a very exciting group as well that contains Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Benfica, and Kiev. I mean, Bayern Munich are genuine. Bless you. Bless you. I think Bayern Munich are bless you.
Thanks.
Bayern Munich are genuine contenders to win this tournament, aren't they?
Agreed. Yeah, and then obviously Barcelona weakened at the moment. There's a lot of public perception about them, which is terrible. They don't seem to be managing stuff well anyway. And I know that Barcelona fans are very defensive about this kind of thing, but they're kind of a lot of honest evaluations of the club at the moment, and they're sort of. A lot of people are worried that an institution is being brought to its knees by mismanagement.
Yeah, which it is. In terms of this Champions League draw that we're looking at here, if I were to say to you, putting you on the spot, can you name your semi-finalists? 4 semi-finalists. Who do you think, from what we're looking at here, from the teams that have made it this far, from the way that the groups are set up, your 4 semi-finalists, please?
Okay, Chelsea. It's hard to work out which English club goes out. Liverpool. I do think Liverpool can make it. I think Liverpool want to make a strong league run this season, but you get my point.
I am in agreement so far.
I don't know how the draw's going to go.
No, of course.
I don't think PSG are going to make it to the semi-final.
Okay.
I'm honest. I think Man City will make it, and I think it will be Bayern. So
3 out of 4 English sides in the
I know
semis.
It seems weird.
No, it can happen. It can happen.
Yeah, but Real Madrid are also a strong side, but I feel like they're susceptible. I don't feel like PSG are going to make it because I know that's the opposite of you.
If I were to say
Sure, you just said PSG.
I think PSG will make it. I think City drop out.
Before PSG?
Yeah. I think it will go Chelsea, Liverpool, irrespective of anything else that's going on. Remember, Liverpool in Europe are a different proposition to everybody. Liverpool in Europe, I'm petrified of and always think they'll do well. So I think Chelsea will make it, partly because we're holders, partly through blind tribalism.
Yeah.
I think Liverpool will make it because of their pedigree in Europe. I think PSG will make it because I think this is their time. And I think Bayern will make it. That is my semis. So I am so excited about this. Thank you all so much for watching. We will be covering these on the kickoff, both on the main show and on the smaller streams, just Lawrence and I. So please make sure that you tune in for those. Let me know in the comments below, who do you think is going to win this year's Champions League?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate you having me as always.
The Champions League is back. I cannot wait. We're out.